Decca Heggie is coming on to speak some truths because I'm in a good place, I'm happy, and I've left the podcast world. Now I can tell you who all the dickheads in the podcast world are. All the rats, all the little Freemason scum. If I ever bump into them in the street, I'm going to give them a right hand or right on the jaw. Get up, son. Click the like button, guys. Is anybody in the house tonight? Anybody in the house? Get the comments, guys. Let us know you can hear me. We'll get some people on. Do you want to hear Decca speak about some dickheads in the podcast world or what? Come on, get this video shared out. I've got a few things to say because, hey, I'm not part of the podcast world. John Ritchie, how you doing, bro? Like I say, guys, if you want to hear my hard facts, click the link at the top, join to become a member. I speak some truths. I'm going to start speaking some facts, but I'm going to publicly speak some facts because I'm in a good place, and I've now told everybody that I will no longer be part of the podcast world. I have officially retired from podcasting because it's full of snaky little Freemason mugs. All Freemasons. I'm on a live now, mate. John Ritchie. I'm on a live, bro. I'm live. Evening, young Sinatra. How you doing, mate? When are you going to become a member, young Sinatra? You're a good man. But I am just going to speak about but listen, I've left the podcast world, and I'll tell you why I've left the podcast world, guys. Because it's full, the likes of Shaun Attwood and Mr. Humphries, Stevie Rafe. They're all little rent boys, man. Little mugs. That's what they are. And do you know what it is? See that little army with your Video Craig and you're all them. See Ratwood, Video Craig, Steve Rafe Humphries. They're all in it together, man. They're all in it together with Expo TV, Humble. They're all in it together. And Ratwood, wouldn't surprise me if he's the man paying everybody. Because he's a jealous little rat, bald-headed prick. And the thing is, the reason why I'm saying that, guys, is because everybody thinks the sun shines out of Ratwood's ass, right? The man's a mug. See the day that I bump into that man, I'm going to crack him right on the jaw with a right hander. You know why? Because he's one snaky, seedy little fool. Honestly, he's a fool. And do you know what it is, guys? The reason why my podcast was took down was because the podcast world was getting jealous. They were getting jealous that the official All or Nothing podcast was starting to make waves. And Mr. Shatwood didn't like it, did you? You baldy prick. Not going to get Attwood on live, and I wouldn't even bring him on my show. The man doesn't even bring any numbers anymore. He's a prick. He's a dickhead. And so is fucking rent boy fucking Humphries. Thing is, right, they all think they're gangsters, right? I'm not joking you. I'd go through every single one of them like Skittles. They're all little rent boys, man. All of them are little rent boys. Wearing suits thinking they're gangsters. Gangster fucking that right hand there, right on your chin. You bald-headed pricks. Like, seriously, right? I'm telling you now, the people that I'm mentioning, this is a one for you. Look at Video Craig. Look at all the stuff coming out about Video Craig now. Who's best mates with Video Craig? Humphries, Stevie Rafe. Who's good mates with Stevie Rafe? All Shaun Shatwood. They're all linked together, man. They all team up together. They all team up together and white people off social media. I'm fucking telling you. See, people think I'm talking shit, right? But I'm not. Shaun Shatwood is behind a lot of it. I'm telling you, man. He runs the show on YouTube. What happened to Baldy? What happened with the little Baldy is, right, is he lost half of his channel down to his conspiracy stuff. And then he's got jealous of other people doing well. He doesn't like it, does he? Do something about it, Attwood, dickhead. The thing is, guys, the reason why I'm speaking like this is I can now say what I want to say because I'm not involved in the podcast world anymore, because they're all snaky little fucks. They use people, they use you to get views, and then they chuck you to the side. I'm telling you, man, that's all they do in the podcast world, right? Everyone uses each other, licks each other's arsehole, but I don't lick anybody's arse. And that's why they didn't like me, because I stood alone, on my own, did my own thing, and they didn't like it. So they got jealous of me. But the thing is, though, what you gonna do when you walk, when you go, like, I'm gonna bump into you somewhere. These people, see all these gobsites on YouTube, right? They're gonna bump into me somewhere. What you gonna do then? Because that will be right on the end of your jaw. That's what Attwood does. He pays these little troll accounts to bring people down on social media. I'm telling you now. So you're telling me, Baldy Attwood, that you're not in with Humble Dryer and all them? And of course you are. And Exposure TV, Daddygate. I wouldn't even call him Daddygate. How about I draw a line down the middle of his head so it looks like a butt head? They're all shitbags, man. The thing is, right, what you've got to understand, guys, is the podcast world, I would not advise anybody to go into it. I wouldn't, because you're not going to do well, right? Because they get your podcast taken down. They get your podcast taken down. I'm telling you now, Darren G's the biggest name on YouTube. See if he never had any of his channels taken down, he'd probably be sitting about 500,000 subscribers now. But they're all jealous little fucks on YouTube. That's what they are. All jealous little weasels. My podcast was on 33,000 subs, and it got fraudulently copyright struck. And I know it's all down to Shitwood, Ratwood and Rafe and all them, man. All little fucking rent boys. That's what they all are. See, I couldn't give a fuck about them anymore. I'm not bothered, because I'm not involved in the podcast world anymore. I don't care. I don't care, like, at all. I'm not bothered. There's too much jealousy in the podcast world. You're right, nothing but it's all jealousy in the podcast world. And them two baldies, Rafe and Attwood, are defo behind a lot of it, man. People might think I'm talking shit, but I'm not. I'm speaking the truth. They are behind a lot of the bullshit that goes on online. They are. They're behind a lot of shit that goes on online. But, you know, I've had my little rant. But it's the truth. It's the truth, guys. It's, like I say, I've got big things to come. I'm out the podcast game now, so I can say what I want. They're all rats, man. The only real people, the only real one on YouTube is Darren, that's it. The rest of them are all shithouses, man. Oh, Andrew Tate, but he's not in the podcast world. But I'm on about people in the podcast world. Rackbull. Why do people say Rackbull's the most respected man on YouTube with his 700 views, man? The man's a fucking idiot. Listen, all the people in the podcast world are fools, apart from Darren. Seriously. You know what I mean? Like, they're all divvies, man. One thing I respect about James English is he keeps out of all the rubbish, and I respect that from him. But like I said, none of them are to do with me. You know what I mean? I'm here now to be fucking, you know, I'm just saying a few truths. They're all weirdos, man. And they're all part of a seedy, dirty little group. But I am just speaking real, man. It's about time someone spoke real. No one wants to speak bad about Attwood. What's he gonna do? Baldy. You know what I mean? I'm not mad. I'm happy. Do you know what? I've actually found myself over Christmas. Thank you, Paul, mate. Like I say, I'm not taking them words back, Rackbull, mate. You're a mug. You're an absolute fool, pal. Like, you play this, like, character on YouTube as this hard man villain. You're an absolute soft as shite, man. Like, absolute pudding. Drive around in a fucking mobility scooter or whatever. You're a fool, man. You're an absolute fool. But yeah, no. To be honest with you, when I done my live with Darren, it just turned me, like, it actually helped me turn a corner, and I have. I'm only coming on here having a bit of heat. I'm having a bit sad because I feel like it. Doesn't mean I'm in a one. I mean, I actually got in a very good mood. But like I said, Dr. Rackbull, he could not knock the skin off a rice pudding. And I mean, is that his bird, the foreign bird that he keeps speaking to? He speaks to like shite all the time, the immortal one. Oh, fuck off, Rackbull, man. I'll be in London soon. Bump into me then on your little mobility. What are you going to do? Run me over on your mobility scooter? Fool, man. See, a lot of these YouTubers, or they actually think they can fight. Fucking shit houses, man. But hit the like button, guys. I'm just speaking facts. Probably get the video defamated. I'm not bothered. I'm just coming on saying it how it is. That Mr. fucking Rackbull, Mr. Attwood, he was behind a lot. He's behind. He's the one that he funds a lot of the trolls. Fact, he does. He funds a lot of the trolls, guys. What he does is he pays them to troll people. And what happens is if people are doing better than him for views, he gets your videos defamated. That's what he done with me. I know it was him, 100%. Draga is on, yes. But I've said my thoughts on Tate Sven. I respect him. I think he's a good bloke. I think it's all a big conspiracy theory, and they're just trying to cancel him out now because he's got all the youth behind him, hasn't he? And what happens is if you get the public behind you, the narrative, the 1% don't like that. But it's the same with YouTube. You've got a group of Freemasons, right, that are pure filth, dirty, horrible people. And when they come on top, what they'll do is they'll pay trolls to troll you to take the heat off them. That's what they do. Look at Video Craig, right? Look at all the shit he's done. But yet the likes of Baldy Humphreys Rafe still has something to do with him. What they do is, it's okay for them to hit women and do things to women, but when it comes on top for them, they'll spin a narrative, pay trolls to start targeting other people to take the heat off them. That's exactly what they do. But yeah, it's like they're just all dickheads, man, all of them. I've got no respect for any of them. Attwood in his little suit. Who does he think he is? Your days are over, mate. Your podcast days are over. You don't pull in the numbers anymore. People would rather watch drama than watch your shit. But yeah, I'm just speaking. I'm just saying it how it is. Do you know what? I'm actually so glad that I'm out the podcast world, but it's giving me time to reflect. They're just all horrible, seedy people, man. Like, they're all filthy. Like, Rackbull doesn't even wash. Like, look at them all, right? Look at them all. Look at all the people that targeted me. Look at the state of them. They're either ugly, stinking of shite, right? Or can't even string a sentence together. Like, honestly, they're all absolute divvies. And who's the dons behind them? You like see your Ratwoods and your Wraiths and that. They're the ones pulling the strings. You know what I mean? They're the ones pulling the strings. Rackbull, the most respected man on YouTube. Fuck off, man. Most respected fucking Zimmerframe man on YouTube. Like, it's pathetic the way they go on. And how old are these people? Like, how old are these people? Like, how old's Rackbull? 50? Most respected man on YouTube. He couldn't fight fucking sleep, man. Like, seriously. But anyways, I'm having a good night. But if you want to, like I say, guys, if you want to join, just I've clicked the top of the live comments. If you want to click join and become a member, I speak some hard facts. So why is it quite sad, George? Goodbye. Thing is, people don't like my views, do they? But it is. I'm speaking facts. YouTube is a very, very vile place. And if you're not strong-minded, it could actually drive you to suicide.